You should have flipped it
question,
on.
Cookie. Can I ask Cookie a question real fast? Would you feel comfortable with a boy touching your head, like one of your students? I don't know what grade. What grade do you teach?
10th.
So you feel comfortable with, like, if you had something and you needed, like, to take your braids out of your hair?
A boy?
A boy.
I just don't see it happening, but I'd be able to identify the boy to do it. But I've had girls put makeup on me. I've had one of the boys put makeup on me for a
What?
I have for a coaching banquet we had that I didn't get to go home for. But he's LGBTQ.
I don't care. I don't think. I don't know. And it
was after school, so he was a soccer player. He was like, "I'll do it. I'll beat your face." So I was like, "Okay."
The reason talk to his parents, like, did you call his parents? Did you call his parents and say, like, "Hey, your son's about to do my makeup after school"?
Absolutely.
And they said, "Okay." She called, so she said
they're very supportive of their son.
Yeah. I think I mean, there's straight boys who do makeup, but I just
what?
I don't think he called those parents. He just said, "I'm on live. This is it. I'm going to take advantage of the moment." I don't think.
But I think he has the full support of the parents, though.
I'm a CYA teacher.
No, he didn't get permission. Permission and support is two different things. It's like you're taking advantage. After the moment is over, then you're gonna tell me you did it. It happened. Now I'm gonna look a jerk for saying, "Well, why is this happening?" But they might just felt some type of way, but didn't say anything.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is that if he built rapport with the parents who've all support him, he said that all these parents follow him on TikTok. They are used to him in this space. So
they're not used to him, their kids touching him though.
But
he got him sign a release. He had him sign a release.
But
a media release.
As a parent, a media release is not the same thing.
That's
a media release is not a touch. Y'all seen Sandusky, the football coach that was like renowned and had so much support from parents. And again, I do not think this man is a predator like Sandusky, but I think parents having trust in their community and their teachers and staff and faculty is one thing. But I think for me, boundary structure work for me, and school is school, home is home. You want to get your hair done, go to a shop.
It's called full disclosure. If you fully disclose it and they had permission, then okay. But I don't think he fully disclosed it.
I think making this bigger than it actually is.
Let me go ahead and get Bruiser in there, and then let's go to Trey. Let's make sure we let them speak, y'all. Go ahead, Dara.
I think the risk is too high, and I think we toe in the line whenever you incorporate physical touch between students and teachers, because a lot of people, whether you like it or not, associate physical touch with intimacy, sort of like what London said, and it's just too much of a risk, and it's a gateway to open up exploitation from other teachers. If you get a mass of teachers and a mass of people in the media that's okay with seeing this, and it becomes normal, and you have people who are undercover petties that don't display it, can get gratification from getting their scalp rubbed with moisturizer and their hair taken down on a regular basis, and you wouldn't even know your child is a victim of this type of thing going on. So me personally, I think it's just towing the line. It's just too much. It's already unprofessional. You should. There ain't no excuse, man. I heard all his excuses about he didn't have time to do this. No, we treat women, we scrutinize women for similar excuses, and we come down hard on them. So we should be coming down hard on the men as well. I think it's unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable, because it's physical touch, and you can shape it whatever way form you want to, with male, female. And I was trying to tell Donnie earlier to flip Marcus's question, because I guess he tried to make a point about her 12-year-old son playing basketball with grown men at the YMCA. If you're going to use that scenario, you have to switch the genders. More like your 12-year-old daughter playing pickup ball with grown men at the YMCA.
If she could hang, I would be more than happy to let her go. So my thing is, I played 15 and under, right? I wouldn't let her go by herself. I'm saying her being on the court playing basketball with grown men, if she good enough to do that, I would push that. because
the thing that you don't compensate for is the thoughts that go into people's minds, man. Like you don't have access to those thoughts. You don't know what's going on in their mind. When these women are putting moisturizer in these men's head, you got to understand. I used to have a head full of hair. Believe it or not, I know I'm bald. Goddamn.
Oh, really? I'm coming from somebody with hair who struggled with finding people to take his hair down, so I understand. Because it's been weeks where I couldn't get nobody to take my hair down. I'm calling around the hairdresser all these.
Call
that
your
ain't,
own kids.
that ain't my kid's
That's
problem.
what you have kids
You
for.
can't,
Have your own
because
kids.
you can't go get your shit taken care of. That ain't my kid's problem. But the thing, what I'm trying to say is, I've had fingers graze and moisturize, and people
No, they ain't
rubbing my scalp, and all. It feels good. Like it
But
feels.
you don't know what type of appetite this brother got.
You're projecting, my brother.
He didn't
don't
really
matter
look
what
like
type.
it
It don't matter.
felt good.
Listen,
though.
You
it don't matter
projected.
what type of
Well,
appetite.
okay.
What I'm saying is, it don't matter what type.
I was
It
gonna
don't matter what type of appetite the guy has. You can't account for many other men who see this as a gateway to introduce this to their classrooms that might be undercover petties, and you'll never know what's going on. So I think that's too much of a risk.
I agree, it's a huge risk. I think yeah. So like I said, my answer with being okay with it was based off a whole lot of other facts. And I wouldn't necessarily say I'm okay with it. I would say I don't view him as a predator yet, based off of that, is what I'm saying. I'm not taking him as a predator based off of that. I am saying that is strange, XYZ. But as a predator, I wouldn't go that far.
Notice I never accused a man of being a predator.
But that's the stance I'm coming from. That's the question I'm speaking to. Do I think
it's almost like opening a door up for opportunity from other teachers that may cause other kids harm. So you got to look at this as a bigger picture. It's not just this instance. This thing is a global thing that can spiral out of control. So if you're giving these teachers this much right to be able to be in physical touch with your kids, you're opening up other things that we're going to have to in turn police in the future. Now we're going to have to get them to sign stuff. Now we're going to have to get background checks so you can touch the teacher. Fuck all that. Just don't even go ahead.
Sorry. Statistically, most people know they're predator. I think it's like 3 and 4 people know they're predator.
Mm-hmm.
So just because he might not be a predator, they might know somebody else and get too comfortable with them. Everybody needs boundaries, and these teachers need boundaries.
That's my point.
For the
I think
people,
it's extremely out of line.
And I'm not trying to put down on this dude. I don't know this dude. I'm not trying to disrespect. I know he said be respectful and all this stuff. But if you were to actually ask yourself, if a man that had kids helping a male teacher that had kids helping them change spark plugs or some shit, or agricultural, whatever, agricultural will have kids doing all kind of shit with the teachers. And there was some breaking news about the teacher touching or molesting kids. You would be shocked. You would be surprised. You would be angered. But if there was some breaking news about a male teacher touching or molesting the little girls that's occasionally rubbing his hair and taking his hair down and greasing his scalp, you would not be surprised. You would be more like, you know what? I could see that could have happened, how that could have happened. But because you have that in your mind, it opens up further discussion and further need to have a conversation and actually think about the potential of something spiraling out of control among other teachers. Maybe not this one, but other teachers.
And then also something else you got to factor in too is that it may not necessarily be him, but it may be the young ladies that's touching him.
Exactly. We didn't account for that either.
Yeah.
Or the people that are,
and the girls can account for it. The girls can back this. You have some fast girls. You might not want to admit it. You're a grown woman, but you know when you was a little ass girl and you was hot on you saw some grown men that gave you the fix.
Ow.
And
he ain't ugly either. So
I think also we're kind of missing the situations where, like, when we switch it like man woman, there's so many women predatory teachers that have babies with these little boys and see these little boys hitting puberty, and maybe they're doing it more, covert. But I think like London said, it's a boundary issue. And I think even
and
just
for the people that think that, okay. Yeah, for the people that think that people are making it a big deal, what we're saying is you feel one way and we feel another way, but why did we not get the option? You're fine with that, but that's okay with you. But what I feel about my child is not taken into consideration, which is the whole point.
Yeah.
I
So
think
we
the
should
problem.
be free to feel this way and be protected. And we should be able to opt in or opt out.
I think that they did opt in and opt out, because if he's been doing this for a long time and steady recording this, the first day, if I had an issue with it, I would have told my kid, don't touch him, don't be around him like that, sit in your chair, do your work, and leave the classroom. The fact that he's making multiple
You
videos
just
with
added
it
that
look like,
information though.
I'm saying the fact that he's making multiple videos with what seemed like the same children kind of seems to me that the parents are okay with this, and that's their
No,
prerogative.
he
But we're
said it was
not
a
accounting
one time.
the
for
He said
parents
it was like
okay with
one
R. Kelly
time.
too.
we're not
He
accounting for
said it
shit.
was a one time thing. This is not
And
happening
then he
multiple
pulled up the
times. He
nail
said
thing. Then he put the nail video.
I ran out of time. He said I ran out of time for a specific event, and so this was the first time. We cannot assume that it was multiple times.
I think what we're talking about, man, what me and Marcus is talking about is the relationship he has with the children, not necessarily the specific event. The parents are okay with his relationship with the kids. So he's okay with this interpersonal relationship that they have. I just showed a video. He's outside playing hacky sack with the boys maybe during school hours, maybe not during school hours. I don't think that's, you know what I mean? He has this relationship with his students, and he records it and posts it publicly for the parents to actually, the parents who he even said, all these parents follow me. They all love what I do.
But
Sweeney,
Sweeney, I
have you
think
ever fell
that's
out with
yeah.
anybody?
I mean, but I think that's okay. It's the fact that they're touching him physically.
Yeah, I think all of our children have media releases. I think if they're, but to me, when I sign a media release, my child is going to be in a group photo at school or planting flowers. They're not going to be touching a teacher.
Well,
and I think we're not accounting for parents who have poor judgment. We all know a parent who, you know,
you can't
out of
speak for
sight,
that
out of
parent,
mind.
though. You can't speak for that parent because he just said that they follow him. So if any of those parents in there follow him, would have said it in the comments, that's my daughter. Don't do that with my daughter. Or
What
have
I'm saying is, I'm not speaking on behalf of those parents. I'm saying there are parents, and this is just me collectively 14 years in, right? When you build a village for your child, you got to go into that parent's house. You got to talk to the parent. You got to talk to the fathers, the mothers. You got to see the village. So everything that glitters isn't gold. And sometimes there aren't parents who have their child's best interests, but if they think that their child are like out of sight, out of mind, the teacher's doing that, whatever. I think, and also for the children, the dynamic of the children in the class, right? Like these kids are able to touch him, get this attention, be on video. My mom's not letting me do it. So now they kind of feel left out. I just don't love it.